What up, YouTube, YouTube. Yeah, back to my crazy ass self again. This is Sample School Volume 15. Um, and I'm gonna call this one How to Sound Like a Musician. Um, I cannot stress the importance of having sounds in your arsenal. You can never have enough sounds. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I got plenty of drums, I don't need no. Come on, really? You don't. I have plenty of bass. You don't. Um, so many things you can do, so many things you need to do. And if you're not a musician, sometimes you need what I highly recommend. If you got an ear for musicianship, but you're just not a musician, invest in some quality loops. I mean, these are the things that's going to propel you and take you to that next level and allow you to compete with people who are musicians. Now, just because you're not a musician doesn't mean you don't have a musician's ear. There's so many types of things and so many types of ways to train your ear. Because you have an ear for great sounding music, it's so many different forms of ears. I got a cousin who's not musically inclined whatsoever, but he has an ear for hearing hit songs. He's like, man, that joint, that's the joint. I'm like, man, that sounds kind of crazy. And through the years, every time he picked the joint, it would become, you would hear it become a hit. I'm like, damn, this dude should be an A&R. There's a lot of different ears out there. So a lot of people who think, and I got a dude I'm mentoring right now, so I already got a good ear. Hey, dude, you can train your ear. The one part of your ear that I can't give a person is if they don't have no sense of time and no sense of rhythm whatsoever, I can't give you that. If you're tone deaf or you just don't have that timing and you just can't do that, I mean, it can be trained, but it takes more. You have to work harder at it. And some people are just naturals. So it's a lot of different ways that your ear will help you make quality music. Some people have ears of a jazz musician. Some people have ears of a rock musician. So your ear will determine how you make music and what you listen to and what you research or what you gravitate to will ultimately define how you are as a producer and the type of shit that you make. It's just that simple. So in this segment, I'm talking about how to sound like a musician. I have an arsenal of loops, and I never stop buying them. That's my thing. I just never feel like I can have enough sounds or resources to make music because I want to have everything I can at my disposal. I mean, I just don't want to have any limits. Oh, I don't want to feel limited. So let's get to it. I'm flying off the cuff on this one, so you may see segments back and forth, me changing clothes because we got to go look at some open houses. But I decided to create it, and I just figured, I said, well, you know what? Let me do this through the process, even if it takes all day. I'm gonna take you on this ride back and forth. So and how I build this particular track. And it's just from scratch. I don't know where it's gonna go. Sometimes I just start something and see where it ends up. So let's go on this journey. And let's start it off. I'm starting off with the bass on this one. And when I say how to sound like a musician, you'll totally get what I'm saying when you hear what's going on. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here's the sample. That's it. All right, so as sample artists from sampling records, a lot of times we don't realize that we're increasing our musicianship. So therefore our chopping abilities allow us to hear things and chop things musically. So let's check it out. So you got where I'm trying to go with that, right? Now that last piece in this sample is distracting, so I'm gonna take that out. So I added chops, so that moved my slices around. So now I gotta know where I was at. Alright. Still thinking it's this one. Alright, so that's my transition. So I gotta remember that this is my bass. So it's just trial and error. So now I got my chops perfect and I know I like it. I'm gonna make this a program inside the Renaissance. So I made it a program and I'm gonna put my bass on track 2. And the cool thing is when making music, and if you saw the recent Jake 1 Rhythm Roulette, I kind of do that technique, but it kind of motivated me to use the technique more. It's one I forgot. And a lot of times we try to do everything in one flow of motion, and you don't have to. Piece it together. It'll all come together, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So for instance, see my tempo right. Too fast. Alright, I like that tempo. Now I did it for 8 bars because this is a lot going on. So I don't want to. I could do it. I can break it up into 4-bar increments and bring them together. But I wanted the all flow as one thing, so I just make it 8 bars because that's how I want it to be. Now if I wanted to switch that back and forth, but since I know one transition is going into the next transition and it's going to take up 8 bars, why not just make it 8 bars? All right, so let's get into it. My muscle memory make me still think of this. So let's start all over. Whoa. Again, that muscle memory. Used to doing something, you got to retrain. But we get it. And that joint went back to 88 beats per minute. I'm like, why am I moving so fast? Let's take it down. And that's another technique. Sometimes if you try to do something and it's like, and you want it at a certain tempo, but you find yourself messing up, slow that bitch down, because you can always speed it back up. Don't worry, if this get too grueling, I will edit it, so you won't have to go through this painful process. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so I got that. So now, so that's my next one. So now I'm gonna hit overdub so I can listen where I want and then pick it and then pick right up. Oh, undo that and come right back and I can do it all again. Let's practice. There we go. There we go. There we go. So now we got the bass line laced up, right? So you should always have some go-to drums or some drums that you can get to real quick. Doesn't have to be the actual drums that you're going to use to complete your beat, but you want some drums that you can go to. So right now I'm at 80 beats per minute. Sometimes what I like to do just for ease, sometimes I'll just go to some drum loops, but I know where all my drums are. And knowing where your shit is important, especially when you want to keep these ideas fresh in your head. So that's that. So I'm gonna go to my motion folder and use these drum breaks that I like. Alright, so let's put your beat breaks or whatever. See if I can find one that's conveniently 80 beats per minute, so I don't have to do too much. Now, sometimes what I do, if I want to just use a loop just to get it out the way, since this is kind of played, think of it as a MIDI instrument. Don't think of it as like a long sample phrase. When you start changing your tempos on a long sample phrase, it makes your shit go out of time. But because I played it like an instrument, so think of it as MIDI. If I speed it up, slow it down, I'm still good. So I found this one at 80 beats per minute. Let's see how it sounds. Alright, so I don't want to go for break. I realize that that's just going to make things more complicated and mess up my my flow. So let's just find some drums quick. So let's go here. And let's go, I like this. Let's go to some, pick my kick. It's not going to be really, probably won't be the one I use, but it's a good enough kick. Because I don't want to be too pronounced and overbearing, because I want to be able to add my other elements without the drums being a distraction. Even though the drums are the heart of it, but a lot of times I want to do the drums after, because I want them to really match the instruments that I'm playing, or the instruments that I choose. Very subtle. I like that. Alright. I always do my drums on track 1 inside the MPC. And this is just to lay down something bass so I can have a foundation, and then I'll go back and change my drums. Alright, cool. Now, if you get the wheel of fifths and you get sample kits, a lot of times they'll let you know the key that the instrument that you're using is. So, let's go back to my bass that I got. And I'll shout out the company that I use to get these samples from. And you want to have a variety of different things, different companies and places that you get your stuff from. I'm actually using Loop Loft, and I'm actually using a bass sample from one of their artists on their site. So that's what I'm using. Trying to see if this is the one. I think this is it. Let's listen to the original again. There we go. Alright, so that's in the key of B. And I'm assuming it's like B minor or whatever. So, B minor, I know that now if I go for other instruments, I can do it in B minor, E minor, F sharp minor, or D major. So, now if I'm looking for keyboards, Rhodes, strings, or whatever, those are my choices. I got like 4 choices. I got B minor, the same key that the bass is in. I got E minor, F sharp minor, and D major as choices. So get this. You can find it. Just put mine is the Camelot system. It's called harmonicmixing.com from harmonicmixing.com. That will help you. Alright, so now I'm going to look for some other elements. And you can get them from different places. So this bassline's from the Loop Loft, but I can actually go to another sample pack easy and find something else that will complement it. So I tell you what, I think my next instrument is going to be a piano. So let me go search for that piano. We'll take a pause for the cause. All right. Like I said, I had to take a pause because my wife had to go some places, but I'm still working on this thing. I want to show you what's going on. I got a piano and I've got a guitar sample. So still building, trying to make it sound like I'm a musician, although I'm not. All right. So I'm gonna let you hear the samples that I chose, and then you'll hear how I used them. I actually already put them into the beat already, but I'll go over it. Now, let's see here. You know that was the original bass. Here's the piano. And I actually used that part the way it is because I liked it. I actually chopped that part up. Alright. That's the guitar part. And then here's another guitar part. This is another one. Alright, so there we have it. So let's break this down by track. So I put the piano in. And let's see if all these muted. And that's how I played it. Alright. And then forgot how I did the guitars. But you heard the sample. So now let me unmute these tracks and let you hear them. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you hear the guitar parts. One of the guitars is on track 3, and the other one is on track 5. And what I did was I put an effect. Actually, it's an effect I got for free. A plugin I got for free on a Kai website. So go there and check it out if you got an MPC Renaissance Studio and get it. It's called Black Hole. It is really, really cool. So here's the idea of that effect on that on the guitars. So that's how I played that one. And on track 3, I just used that. I thought about adding some extra parts to it, but I think less is more in this situation here. So far as you can see, now it's coming together, and this actually sounds like something a musician or a band may have done, possibly. Some of the guitar parts or some of these elements may not have been played by, they may not have done it that way. I'm not a musician per se. I just know what I like when I hear. But listening to music, a lot of times we can put stuff together that would be a possible arrangement, excuse me, that a musician would do. So let's listen to it again. Large part of that came about knowing what notes and stuff complement each other. Now, tell you what, let me go outrageous and let me see if I can find a synth. If it seems like it's taking too long, I'll edit this and then come back to it once I find the proper one. But the other things you can do is when you know the notes that complement each other, for instance, E minor, B minor, F sharp minor, D major, you can a lot of times maybe even play certain things in it to get another effect or whatever. If you're okay with playing, sometimes I can add elements that complement it. But listening to this, it seems kind of good. I don't know what else I would add to it. Give me a second. Of course, the only thing I would change is the drums. I would go to more of a live drum sound. Rather than like a drum machine drum sound. So I would get some live drum kits and play some live drums to it. But I think that's the gist of it. I think this is good enough to kind of give you an example of how you can make yourself sound like a musician just by using creative loops and live loop packs. Like I said, Loop Loft is very good for those type of sounds. And don't be afraid to get more sounds and get live session work, meaning that loops that were done by a actual musician that came in for the purpose of that to do session work. Where he came and played bass. Somebody else would probably come in and play a guitar. Another person probably come in and play a piano. Matter of fact, just out of fun, I got one pack that got a dude doing a saxophone. So let me see if I can add a saxophone to it. So what I'm gonna do is, matter of fact, I'll go right now. And as I said before, if it takes too long, I'll edit this and get on out and come back to it. So now the keys I got was 88 keys by Big City Loops. So therefore, the keys weren't from Loop Loft, but everything else was from Loop Loft. I'm going back to my Loop Loft folder again, and then see what these saxophones do. See how that works out for me. So I don't want to mess up, so I'll go to an unused track, and then typically I'll go to nothing, so I don't accidentally erase the track. I think this is it. Yep. So again, I'm looking for E minor, B minor, A minor. No. Yeah. No, I'm looking for E minor, B minor, and F sharp minor, or D major. Correction. I think I prefer to have a B minor if I have one. I don't have an E minor at all. I have an E minor. I don't have a B minor. I just definitely don't have an F sharp minor. So let's go with the E minor. That could work. I like the other one. Let's use that one. So I'm gonna load that up. Bam. Put my sample at the screen. And that's not it. There it goes. Alright, so I'm gonna chop this up by threshold. That way I can kind of play these horns the way I want to. Let's take that. That don't sound too bad. I'll make it a kit and I'll add it. I think an effect on it will help it, and then putting it in the mix a better way will help it as well. But let's just add it. and go from there. So let's put a hall or a reverb on that. I love the black hole. I use that to death, but I'm going to try it and see how it sounds with the black hole. It might make it sound a little weird for me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it anyway, because it's so versatile. Man, it sounds good. Now I'm gonna isolate it because it's just a little too much going on. So I'm gonna adjust it. Now let's listen to it and see how it sounds inside the mix. Now listening to it and I realized that sound like it'll sound better with a double after these pieces. So I'm gonna play it live so you can hear what I'm hearing. I think it'll sound better. Doubling it up makes it sound so much better. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna go ahead and double that up. Yep, it sounds so much better. Let's do it. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm not know what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's do it. Nope, not play start. Let's go back to the area I need to be. Just come here, give myself a little extra time so I won't miss out. there you go. I may actually do it, bounce this down to MP3 version so you can hear it. This is actually not even gonna be a throwaway. I'm gonna actually save this now. I like how it came out. So the sample school volume 15. I hope I got the number right. I'm getting up there. I'm losing. But anyway, hopefully this motivates you, because our skills as sample producers when we chopping up records means we hear pieces, and realistically, to some degree, I guess we are musicians to a degree. We just play a different instrument and we just do it a different way. But as you can see, I took live loops. Like I said, shout outs to the Loop Loft. Great library and great musicians that they use, especially for drums. So I actually should go there to get the drums. So I'm gonna go there, get the drums, and tighten this up. And hopefully, if I have it ready in time enough, I'll have it. I'll play it out. Play it after the video. Long day. But anyway, I just hope this motivates you. Your skills as a sample producer can transfer into live instrumentation, meaning that having live loop sets, or even having musicians come in and play live things for you. I actually had some people on deck that I'm gonna be having do some sessions for me. I know a guy to play guitar, another guy to play bass, and I'm looking for other musicians as well. I just met a young lady that plays violin, so I'm just had these people do sessions for me and pay them for the session work. And so now I don't have to worry about sample clearances and stuff, and I can have these things in my arsenal to either add to my sample-based beats, or so I can make original compositions, without having to be that type of musician myself. It's just a matter of producing and arranging it and making it sound dope. So this is kind of really super out the box thinking, but hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully this motivates you and lets you know that just because you're a sampling producer, that doesn't put any limitations on you as far as making beats that sound like an actual musician or producer and musicians actually played on the track. So there you go. Peace. Sample School Volume 16 coming up very soon. Peace.